from the Pacific News Center is brought to you by the Bank of Guam, the People's Bank, and Docomo Pacific. From broadcast to broadband, news you can trust. From the Pacific News Center in Hagåtña, Guam. Here's Mana Silva Tyron and Josh Tikanko. PNC Sports with Frankie Perez. With your news now.
Hafa and good evening, Guam. Thanks for joining us for your news now. I'm Josh Tikanko.
And I'm Mana Silva Tyron with your top story. Japanese Defense Minister Toshimi Katazawa took a whirlwind tour of Guam today. The Tokyo government is paying for a large part of the cost to move 8,000 Marines here, and Japan's Prime Minister is on record as saying Guam might be a good place to move the entire Futenma Air Base. PNC's Kevin Kerrigan caught up with the Defense Minister today at the governor's office.
It was a high-powered delegation. Japan's Defense Secretary Toshimi Kitazawa, escorted by Navy Assistant Secretary Roger Natsuhara, and Joint Guam Program Office Executive Director David Bice. They spent about a half hour in a closed-door meeting with Governor Felix Camacho. When they came out, Kitazawa made a brief statement about the purpose of his visit.
As a Minister of Defense, I thought that I need to see the site on site by my eyes to deepen my understanding toward this situation.
Kitazawa arrived on Guam last night and spent the day inspecting Naval Station and Anderson and other sites. He took a helicopter tour of the island this afternoon. Although widely covered by the Japanese media, the Japanese consulate here has kept a tight rein on information about his visit. They did not release his schedule, and he did not pay a call on any member of the Guam legislature. Japan's Prime Minister Yukio Hatoyama has instructed his defense minister to make extra active efforts to find alternative locations for the Futenma Air Base in Okinawa. The Prime Minister has even suggested the possibility of moving the entire Futenma base here to Guam. Kitazawa said from what he's seen, Guam is a suitable place for the relocation. Do you think Guam is a suitable location? Governor Felix Camacho said that he emphasized to Kitazawa that whatever decisions are made, Guam must be kept informed.
I stated to him that Guam is a population of 170,000 people. We have only 210 square miles of land available. But as a small economy, we are extremely limited in our capacity to play host.
The governor also cautioned that there are serious domestic considerations the new Japanese government is facing. And it's important, he said, that the new government demonstrate a sincere effort to address those domestic concerns.
I do know for a fact that the United States is taking a very strong position in saying that there must be a Futenma replacement facility built, and if there's no Futenma, there's no Guam. So there are no options.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.
While Japanese Defense Minister Toshimi Kitazawa did pay a visit to the governor, he did not pay a visit to the legislature. Speaker Judy Wampat says her office has been in contact with the Japanese consulate for several days now, but has not been able to get FaceTime with Kitazawa.
We're kind of disappointed. I'm definitely very disappointed because this was just like at the very beginning when we heard about the military, moving to Guam. It was just the United States speaking only to Japan, and then now here we are again. And I understand that it is a country-to-country level of dialogue, but then I think that if they're going to come here, who else would know more about the impact to an island like Okinawa and would see that the impact would be identical to Guam as well. So they would be a little bit more empathetic to our concerns.
Senator Judy Guthert, who chairs the Committee on the Military Buildup, is also disappointed.
Well, I think it's so ridiculous. When someone comes to your house, you would expect them to pay a courtesy call on the family involved in the house, and that would include, of course, our governor and our legislative leadership, at least.
Both Wampat and Guthert say it is important for the legislature to be included in these types of visits because they will ultimately play a large role in how Guam funds and deals with the military buildup.
On that note, Governor Felix Camacho today announced that Deputy Naval Secretary Roger Natsuhara has released the remaining Guam land use plan properties to the government of Guam. Natsuhara made the announcement this morning during a meeting with the governor and visiting Japanese Defense Minister Toshimi Katazawa. The governor said that the amount of property is in excess of 350 acres. It covers the area behind the former FAA housing near NCS in Dededo and extends down to the shoreline.
Well, coming up next on News Now, the government of Guam has a budget shortfall for fiscal year 2009.
And we'll tell you about the next mass vaccination for the H1N1 virus. Stay with us.
Half-a-day local sports fans, and thanks for tuning in. Like work, many sporting events were put on hold yesterday because of the annual procession. Of course, everyone in attendance at the procession went for spiritual reasons, but there were also health benefits for the participants as well. Walking is the basic of all exercises. Not only is it good for the heart, walking can cut the risk of heart disease in women by as much as 40% if you walk the procession route every day, and also the benefits in men are comparable. The procession route is 1.5 miles, and at a moderate pace, 30 minutes to walk, which is how long people walked yesterday, minus some of the pauses that occurred during the procession. Roughly, the average person weighing about 150 pounds would have burned roughly 132 calories yesterday. And if you did that every day, you would burn about 924 calories a week. Not bad for a leisurely stroll. And of course, that number rises when pushing, let's say, a stroller. But not only that, walking helps to improve circulation, breathing, combats depression, bolsters the immune system, helps prevent osteoporosis, prevent and control diabetes, and control weight as well. Keep in mind that if you designate 30 minutes a day to walk, you've also walked just as much, if not more, doing your daily duties. So the procession yesterday was not only beneficial spiritually, but physically as well, which may be why most people felt better at the end of the procession. And for many, there is a definite connection between spiritual health and physical health. Turning to sports stories in the nation, Tiger Woods can't seem to avoid the media coverage even if he wanted to. This time his mother-in-law, Barbara Holmberg, has sparked another media fire around the golfer after being transported to the hospital. That's my time for tonight. I'm Frankie Perez. Have a great evening and stay here for more News Now.
Well, that's another edition of News Now tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Anything you guys want to add? Did you guys finish your Christmas shopping yet?
Oh, no,
my
I
gosh,
think I'm going to do some tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'll join
I'd
you
like to
then.
see where Frankie goes shopping.
Yeah, where do you go shopping?
I like to hit up the later hours. You know, hopefully there's less
Where, at
people
Kmart?
Yeah, Kmart. Well, you know, most stores are open till like 11 now, so.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Well, we'll look for you shopping tonight. I hope you're going to buy me something. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
In island weather tonight, partly cloudy.
Sorensen Media Group presents Fredolin Mortera Hasita. Tune in to Sunset Mente Fredolin every Tuesday on Fox 6 at 7:30 p.m. for the stories you want told, highlighting life, faith, relationships, home, health, money, travel, entertainment, food, style, beauty, celebs, and much more. Bringing you the best of our Guam. Sunset Mente Fredolin.